My goal with this video is to explain what some of the terms are when setting up a VBC control radio with a Neo fiberless system. And these are basically the terms we will go over is center trim, sub trim, how to even out the high and low collective travel or range, and how to level the swash at the high and low stick. So after connecting the Neo to the VBC control radio, we are going to go into the model setup, right? And then we are going to, assuming you're already set up a helicopter or you have a new setup, let's go into edit setup mode. We're gonna say yes. And at this point, as I move the collective stick, you will see my cyclics or servo move up and down, right? Here, how do I center the actual servo arm on the cyclic stick, on I'd say like center stick? Basically, we go into trim. Now, there's two options for trim. One is just a short push, and you will access this menu. This is makes it a little easier, I think, to level the swash. But it doesn't really help you very much with centering the servo arms themselves. So we're going to exit out of this. We're actually going to do a long press, and then you access this menu. So with this menu, you are accessing each of the three cyclic servos separately. I believe that this servo is servo number 3. That's my best guess. I just don't remember which one this is. So let's say we are here, and let's see what happens when I move this up and down. Okay, see how I move this, and you see the servo arm moving. All right, the same thing goes up that way. So see the servo arm itself is moving. So this is the menu that you use to get your servo arms at 90 degrees at the center stick. And by the way, see, I'm moving the stick here, and it doesn't do anything, which is exactly what I want, but otherwise I would confuse the center stick part. So this automatically makes the collective stick centered, and then it lets me I guess in this case mechanically set up the 90-degree position of the servo arm. Now this trim, or really sub-trim menu, does not level the swash at mid-stick. It does not level the swash at mid-stick. That's just not what it does. It just helps to get the servo arms to 90 degrees at mid-stick, but will not level the swash. To level the servo swash, the only way to do that is mechanically. So once this is set to a mid stick, in this case I actually just set it to the trim so that I know my swash is a mid stick, and then I adjust the servo links so that the swash is completely level, and that you do mechanically. You don't do it electronically. Leveling the swash at mid stick, that's done mechanically, not electronically. However, to level the swash at high stick and low stick, you actually do that electronically, not mechanically. So the way to do it here, we're gonna get out of this menu, and let's see, we're gonna it'll be a long press of this select up here. All right, long press, and we will go to down in this area, swash and trim. It says not needed in general. I don't know why they say not needed. If you want to level the swash at high stick and low stick, you need to use it, and this is how you do that. So in this case, let's say I go to a high stick. If I change this elevator, Let me see if I can show it better with the swash. And I'm gonna change. Let me see. In this case, so you can see both. We get our -2, but let's say I change it to something else. You see that the swash is actually leaning forward, okay? And this case is starting to lean back, okay? This is for elevator. I think we had it at the -2 was the number that worked well for me when I measured it. And it might be easier to see an aileron. So here, again, I have it at high stick. We're gonna change this and see how the swash is actually tilting one way. And here past 0, it'll be tilting the other way. All right, so basically you have your X and your Y axis, and that's how you level the swash at high stick and low stick. And then again for low stick, then it'll be the two bottom values, right? Elevator bottom, elevator top. And again, so I see the stick here is at low stick, okay? And again, I'm going to change his values. All right, let's aileron might be easier to see. So here, whoops, 3. We're going to change. See how the swash actually tilts, okay? And I think we had it at I don't know, 0.3 or +3. It probably doesn't matter because I crashed this helicopter. I'm gonna have to redo the whole thing anyway. But basically, this is these are the values that you use to how you level the swash at high stick and low stick. So again, this menu is what's known as sub trim on other fiberless units, and is strictly for getting the servo arm at 90 degrees at center stick. So let's get out of here. All right, and of course, these are the reverse normals that is beyond the scope of this video. Now here, the collective min or max, this is where you even out the collectives. Say at high stick, you end up with, I don't know, 13 degrees, and at low stick, you end up with only 11 degrees or something like that. Here's where you even those out, all right? So here, at 92, I ended up with 12.5 degrees on a high stick, and at low stick I ended up with 97 for 12.5 degrees. So this is where you even those out.